Good morning. Happy Friday. Whoa. Happy Friday. Next month, we're going to have Heather Dewey, Clerk of the Court. There's a lot of stuff that's new that we don't know about that Heather's going to talk to us about. And we're doing something a little different. Dr. Ball's got another appointment, so we're going to put him on first. Little bit of his background as president of community college for the last 5 years. He has been instrumental in positioning the college as a driver in workforce and economic development. Under his leadership, the college has introduced innovative programs, created student-centric environment, and fostered a cultural exit. Dr. Ball became third president of community college in 2014. Dr. Jim Ball.
Should have been 6. Is that better? Yeah, great. Okay. Well, it's a pleasure to be here. It's been a while since we've been out to talk about the college and where we're headed. So today I want to take a little time to kind of update you about where we are. Some of you may not know much about us at all, so give you a little bit of a background on us. The thing that a educator does always, though, is to give quizzes. So let me begin by asking you for your thoughts. What's the first thing you think about when it comes to going to college today? Cost. Cost. Bingo. Cost. What's the first thing you think about when you think about a community college? Sheep. Does that have a local? Does that have an effect that says maybe not as good? Well, I mean, it can. Thank you for being honest, and it does, and it's a perceptual issue that, yeah, that we're fighting all the time, and at any rate, the element for us is always about how do we show this quality? How do we show the value added that we bring to the community? It's important to us, for sure, for the community to be a big player in what we do. So we try to embed ourselves and everything we can embed in the community, and we work really hard at that. We have a good staff, and they are super dedicated to be out and about in everything we're doing and everything that goes on around the county. So what percentage of the jobs in 2020 are estimated to need post-secondary education, at least 2 years of education? 90%. 90%. Pretty close. About 70%. As there still are a lot of jobs that are sort of trade and support related that are out there that you don't necessarily need that higher ed degree for. What's the nation's college loan debt? There's a lot of commas. 1.5 trillion bucks. The biggest deterrent to advancing our economy right now, the biggest deterrent to making sure that youngsters coming out of college, and they've paid a fortune to go through college, can buy a house, can get loans for the things that they need to be moving forward with family and jobs and all the rest of it. 1.5 trillion. Debt that can't be forgiven. That's debt that stays on the book forever. And so we have to be really concerned about that in our country these days. And nearly half of Maryland's high school graduates don't enroll in higher ed because of money. We need 70% of the jobs are going to require that education, yet over half of the students aren't enrolling because they can't afford it or perceive that they can't afford it. That's a national figure, yeah, too. and in some jurisdictions, way more. Depending on location and so on. Yeah. So, wanted to talk a little bit about what I think is really the community college era. I think people are understanding. Many of you said community colleges are inexpensive, and and they offer a lot for the local economy. And that, when you think about that, nowhere else in the world is that available. It's democracy's college. Anybody can attend. It serves that local need. We are responsive to the localities. We are our community. We are a microcosm of our community. And to me, that's the most important thing we can be doing in higher education. The research universities play a wonderful role, and we need that, to continue. But for getting started, for the masses, for a way to get into that game as inexpensively as you possibly can, community colleges offer a great opportunity for us. Community college's tuition is half that of the state universities. It's half that. So you go through a community college, you've paid for your junior year, basically, when you go on for your baccalaureate. 70% of the freshmen in Maryland start at a community college. Half the graduates coming out of the University of Maryland system have been at a community college. That's a humongous role that we're playing, and Maryland's community colleges really do a great job of working together. We share a lot of resources. We are locally governed, and I'll show you our governing board in a second. You probably know that. Our vision up here, we're about empowering our learners to transform their lives and to help build their community back. And that is a very simple way of saying we are about helping to build the community. We're about programs, we're about students, we're about access, we're about success. We're about playing a role in economic development and being as close to the economic development, the partners, education as we possibly can be. So our Board of Trustees does a marvelous job for us. Diane Foster from Taneytown on our board, and another Taneytown resident, Sherry Lee Breen, is on our board. Diane, former chair, Sherry Lee Breen, chair now. And Dave Bollinger, who you all know, of course. Dave O'Callahan, Mary Kay Nevius-Maurer, and Dennis Hoover, who is an attorney in Baltimore, but comes from the Sykesville area, Eldersburg area, and is also active in Sykesville as well. So our basic role is to do a lot of different things. Short-term certificates, associate's degrees, baccalaureate transfer programs on the credit side, and then a whole scope of things on the non-credit side, including professional certification, recertification. If I'm a nurse and I need to recertify, I come back to Carroll and I get recertified. There's all kinds of programming that we have going there. We've got training, customized training. Trish, can you hold up the Advantage C brochure, if anybody's interested in that? Advantage C is our customized training arm, and we work with anywhere between 50 and 80 businesses a year to help provide their training. And we provide a lot of support for entrepreneurs and small business through the Miller Center and through our partnership with SBDC and the Economic Development Office in Carroll County. So we stay as tightly tied to those operations as we can, and to Nancy McCormick as well, for what she does out here for you all. And she's an amazing person to work with. And Nancy, thank you for having us. Super amazing. This is us at a glance. With 135,000 students last year, we had 11,000 students through the college in various ways. About 40% of that is on the credit side. Almost everybody lives in Carroll County. We do have some commute in from Baltimore and Pennsylvania, and Howard County occasionally, and you know, the parts around. Our signature programs are business education, our Hill Scholars program, which has had its 13th admission. Well, we'll be admitting our 14th class next year. STEM, about 30 to 40% of our graduates are in STEM, and if you put allied health into that, it ends up being about 60, 70% of our graduates. Cybersecurity is a growing program for us. We started that 4 years ago. There's about 140 students in that program, and it's an awesome program. Our difficulty with that program is keeping students going to school because they get hired. But the good thing, we keep telling them when they leave, get hired, come on back, let your employer help you finish your degree, and you know, let them pay for it. Our physical therapy assisting program, the last time the certification agency that came out for accreditation visited, the head of the agency said, I consider this to be the #1 program in the country for physical therapy. He said, arguably, you are tops. He said, you know, the support that this college gives. He came into the office, he said, it's an honor to be in here. And so that says a lot about us. And I put down here apprenticeships because a lot of people don't know we run apprenticeship training. We just graduated 11 journeyman electricians. And so we work with the Apprenticeship Council in the state. Those folks go to school for 4 years. They work all day. They have to have 7,000, 8,000 hours almost of experience on the job and 760 some hours of academic work in the classroom over a 4-year period. We run that program. We also run HVAC. We have worked and endeavored to run a plumbing program, but we just can't attract anybody into it. Nobody wants to be a plumber anymore. So, any of you guys want to be plumbers? Big money to be made. Big money to be made. I'm not kidding you. We serve primarily the healthcare, manufacturing, professional services industries around Carroll County. Our students have transferred to over 884 different institutions around the country. We are the #1 this year in transfer success. When our students go on, 90% of them earn at least a 2.0 or better at their university when they transfer. 90% of them. Highest in the state. State average is somewhere around 83, I think. So 83%. So we're above, and we're always top 3 in the transfer rates with the number of students who complete their degree and transfer successfully within 4 years of starting their degree. This year we're, I think, #3. Year before we were #1 in the state, and year before that we were, I think, #2. So we're always in the top 3. Carroll residents attending college. 44% of the college-going folks in the county come to Carroll for full-time instruction. So many go outside of the county or to the universities, but typically we have quite the market share in terms of the full-timers. It gets more pronounced, of course, when we go to part-timers. You would expect that part-time people would want to be coming to a community college for the convenience and for the, to work into their schedule. So you see there that the others are quite a bit less in terms of that part-time. Although UMUC, you see their advertisements all over the TV is making quite an encroachment with those advertisements. They put $250 million into their marketing. $250 million into a long-term marketing strategy. So that's tough to compete with, for sure. A lot of our students face challenges. About a quarter of them are first in their family to earn a degree. About 26% are first generation. So about a third of those students, receive some sort of financial aid. and actually for community colleges, that's a little on the low side. 26% of the students are in desperate financial need now versus 2008 when we only had 8%. 38% say lack of finances is a true issue for them. So those elements for many of our students, about a quarter of our students, are what we're trying to address from the planning and strategic side. Our strategies are around creating programs to bring in new enrollment. We, along with many other colleges in the state, because of the population decline and the smaller numbers of students coming out of high school, they're not available now, our enrollment has shrunk about 25% since 2010, which has been a real managerial challenge for us because that's revenue coming in, and the traditional students, because of funding, started to attend more part-time than full-time. So it was kind of a double whammy, and when we think about state funding being kind of stagnant to us, it put a lot of pressure on students and tuition, and it put a lot of pressure on the county to help support some of that. So what we've tried to do is expand enrollment as much as we can. We're starting a lot of partnerships with the high schools. We're in the high schools. In fact, they're going to be teaching our courses on site in the high schools. Out here in this area, we're working with Key to do that, and they're offering several courses at this point. So students have the opportunity to start college earlier. Creating new economic development, high-impact economic development programs. Just opened our digital design and fabrication program. And I've got some video to show you a little bit, shows you a little bit about all that. That program is really starting to take off, brand new. It's out front of a lot of the the emerging job market. The technologies are developing rapidly, and being able to equip that program has been a challenge for us. But it's an amazing program. We also teach the students SolidWorks, which is all the background software and 3D imaging to be able to use the 3D printing. Entertainment technology. For you guys, we've got programs to train you to be running the soundboards, the light boards, and all that in the theaters and at conference centers and hotels. Those people can get hired coming out of that program at $70,000 a year. Yeah, and there's a big need for them. Commercial USA drone program. So if you want to be a commercial pilot, get your commercial drone license. We've now opened that program, and we've got a lot of students coming through. The market for being able to use a drone is endless at this point. We launched athletics, the Lynx being our mascot, and you'll see the Lynx mascot come up in the video shortly. And we started a major gifts campaign, our Brilliant Future campaign, about 3 years ago, and we've done really well. Many of you in this room have helped us with that and been supportive of us on that program. And so we've used that benefit from the support that the county has been so generous in giving us, our donors, to help to fund the equipment for some of these programs, and especially this idea of our STEM Scholars Program. We have the Hill Scholars. It's a selective program. It's an honors program. We now have a STEM Scholars Program that's attracting. The Hill Scholars Program, class that was admitted this year, had 5 #1 students in their class take us up on their offer for admission. 5 #1 students in their class, ranked #1. STEM Scholars had 1, was our first year basically for this program. We expect more to come. And I'll show you in a second what they're doing. Scholarships, of course, helps us help those students that really need that support. And our state-of-the-market equipment technologies for the whole campus, and to make sure that when students come through, they're learning and they're using the equipment that are needed in the environment in which they're going to work. And then, of course, systems for helping students be successful. There are software systems, intervention systems, tutoring that we give. All of our students are enabled with tutoring at a half an hour per subject per week as part of their package when they come. So anybody, we do a tremendous amount of tutoring, and it makes a big difference in terms of the student success. We're all about students. So I mentioned STEM scholars. This is one of our STEM scholars, Skylar, who looks like he's got kind of a crazy contraption on. What does that look like?
And yep, I blink my 3 times to take off. I will let it go up, up.
You see him blink?
And it will go up at the end.
He blinked and it went up. I'll explain this in a second.
I'll let it go up at the end.
He's blinking again. You see the drone in the background here.
Let's try the hand sanitizer.
Over here, if I can get that for you.
Now you're going to control the smell.
Boom. So if I can hold that. This was a project that the STEM scholars did as a capstone. The helmet was printed in our printing lab. It has electrodes in it that are tied to a Raspberry Pi computer. It fits in my palm of my hand. Has to be programmed in Python. That Raspberry Pi computer is a $35 computer, more powerful than any other computer we have on campus. Okay? They had to learn to program that computer in Python language, so they had to learn Python. They had to, in order to buy that little computer and the drone and the elements for the helmet that he had on, they had to write RFPs as part of the experience that they would have in a professional environment to be able to purchase that. The college purchased that equipment for them. They worked with it. They taught themselves to, the goal was, the challenge was for them to be able to fly a drone using brain waves. So that's what he's doing. The helmet has electrodes on it that picks up brain waves from all regions of the brain. There were 14 different brainwave sensors. They taught themselves the anatomy of the brain so that they could place the electrodes accordingly to pick up the brainwave. And there's a lot of activity in the brain. So when they pulled the brainwave active, they couldn't make it do a thing because they couldn't make sense of the brainwaves. They had to learn. They used machine learning to separate it out and to give them predictable brainwave patterns so they could start to harness them. So Skylar learned that he could control his brainwaves, and he could teach the computer through programming when he blinked his eyes to take off. And if he would wave his hand, it would turn. And if there's a whole lot more to it than I'm giving you. And if he blinked his eyes again, it would go down. That was their challenge, and it took them the entire year to be able to do this. Not only did they do that successfully, but they created a sensor that when you walked into, we created a lab for them. When you walk into the lab, they say a key word and the lights come on. And it knows they're there and it logs them in. They say a key word and a lockbox opens up with a key that they use to be able to unlock the locker that's got their laptops and their equipment in it. So they control all. And they all published papers and presented them at the state STEM conference this year. 4 of our students, we're the only college that had 4 students in the STEM conference as they presented. And it was a traditional undergraduate research paper. And 4 of them were accepted in this juried environment. So if you think community college is maybe less, this blows my mind here. And I couldn't be more proud to be associated with the environment that makes that kind of thing happen. But it wouldn't happen without the support of the community in this. And so we just want you to know we're here for you. We're here because of you. We're here to help and to support the community in any way possible. We are the community's college, and that makes sense to us. And it's my joy and honor to be the president of this institution, and our staff is absolutely incredible. So I'm going to leave you with a quick video. This is a wrap-up video that we did from some of the highlights of this year. It was our 25th anniversary this year, and so we wanted to just celebrate the year when we have a college-wide meeting. So this is what we showed to ourselves internally. Our creative services department, I said, just create something, and they went out and put this together for us. So let's see if we can get that going. There's a 3D printer. Our nursing mannequin over there, that little guy, $70,000 for him. But he's fully programmable, fully operational patient. Yours truly on the drums. Those guys and dolls we did this year. This is our entertainment technology program. One of our STEM scholars worked with the drone. We unveiled our mascots for the Lynx this year. Our art department. This is another project of our art department. And this was the unleashing of our Lynx mascot. We will field soccer and cross country in the fall, and then we'll go to lacrosse next year. It's our solar field that provides 0.8 megawatts, 15% of our electricity. Carroll Community College. Thank you. Anybody have any questions? Took longer than I probably should have, Nancy, sorry. Book Fair. Book Fair is a classic now. We've made through the years almost $1 million for student scholarships. Every year we're at about 150,000. At this point we're at about $1 million. It's the first weekend in March, first Saturday in March every year, done in partnership with Random House. They're incredible. They box up 3,000 books, bring them over to the campus, and it's an amazing thing. This year, we still don't have the contract settled, but Starry Night, we're going to have Mike Del Giudice back, who is one of the musicians, and he comes with Billy Joel's band when he plays, and they are absolutely phenomenal. So we're going to have them back we're hoping, for Starry Night this year, which is generally the first Friday in December. Our issue this year is they can't come until Billy Joel announces his schedule, and we have to work them around his schedule because they're going to be playing with him if he decides he's going to have a concert. So I like to say I'm waiting on Billy Joel to get back to me on this. So at any rate, Nancy, thanks. Any other questions I can answer? Yes?
As you were talking, I'm like texting my son and his girlfriend because they're looking to transfer from where they're coming out. And one of my questions is how is it a complex issue to transfer into Carroll from another school?
That's a good question. It happens a lot. Probably, especially during the summer, probably 25% of the students come in are from another institution or trying to bring things back in and so on. And it happens a lot. It's not hard at all. They would just need to submit the transcript to us. We would evaluate it. We evaluate it as favorably as we possibly can for them. And they're not going to lose the credits that they can transfer in. If they transfer back out to finish a baccalaureate, that would help them there. But not hard at all. We have a whole staff ready to do that. Any other questions? I thought I saw another hand. Yeah.
It wasn't on the slide, but ice hockey 2022.
Yeah. Ice hockey would be great. I'd love to do that. With a name like Lynx, we got to have a golf team, right? So, you want to coach? Yeah. So, thank you, Nancy, so much. I appreciate it. And I'm sorry to eat and run, but we got to get back. We got quite a bit going. So, thank you all.
Did you learn something new about the college today? We have an amazing school here with amazing instructors and administration. Thank you, Jim. And over here, we have a special lady, Trish. She's Director of Communications, which is really what keeps the information out there. Thank you.
Thanks to the Honorable Diane Foster for being the great support on the field.
Good. As is tradition, I'm going to introduce our mayor, Brad Wance.
Good morning. Welcome to Taneytown. It's hard to believe because it was 58 degrees, but summer starts next Friday, if that makes you feel any better. I encourage you to get out this summer. Get some sun, go for a run, enjoy some of the outdoor activities. Kind of starting that off, we have our Wine Fest tomorrow here in town over at Memorial Park starting at 11 o'clock. Please come out and check that out. The music's going to be great. One of my old friends is going to be playing, Monty Leister. I'm excited to see him. Here in the crowd, I want to introduce a couple of people. Mayor Pro Tem Foster is here. Councilman Joe Vigliotti is in the back there. Councilman Danielle Haynes is here. And Acting Police Chief Jason Etzler is here as well as our awesome IT staff. Kind of keeps all of these things running here on the outskirts. They don't generally like publicity. They sit in dark holes and do strange things. But I just want to say hi and welcome you here. And with that, I'm going to pass it on, let you all do your introductions, and then you can enjoy the rest of your day. But thank you again for coming out to Taneytown.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Danielle Hornberger. I work for Congressman Harris. I work out of the Bel Air District Office, so a little just jaunt over to Taneytown this morning at 6 a.m. But you guys are always so welcoming. I always learn things and just think you have, a beautiful area up here. I'm trying to get my husband to come up and stay at the inn, but I wanted to let you know that if you need any assistance with a federal agency, please see me afterwards, or Nancy does have my information if, some point later down the road.
Hi, I'm Mill Dixon with the Caramel Cattle, and we work right here at Thunderhead, where we make everything.
I'm going to stay down. It's a lot faster. I'm Betsy Baker, and I'm retired, and I'm a volunteer here and there. I enjoy it.
Hey, good morning. My name is Dave Freeman. With Roof Right, we're out of Hampstead. Just came up here today because we wanted to show a presence in the community. So, we're here. If you have any roofing needs.
Good morning, everyone. I am Karlie Hudson. I'm going to consistently get that right from now on. I have been MIA for the past few months, but I am now life update, living with my in-laws, just for good news, we're building a house on Trevanian. So I said, there is no way I am missing the breakfast this morning. You all mostly know my Edward Jones spiel, so if you have financial questions, retirement plans, you know where to find me, right in Westminster. But my other hat for today, I realized that somebody mentioned to me the other day, they didn't know that I did portrait photography. So it is going on about 10 years now of that, weddings, newborns, engagement, maternity, you name it, corporate and commercial headshots and such as well. So if that's something that you need and you didn't know that I do, please let me know, because it lets me use my creative side after I spend my day punching numbers. I'd be happy to. Thanks, guys.
That's great. Hi, I'm Joyce Mahoney, the Executive Director of the Sober Truth. We are a substance abuse treatment program. But I have a shout out for Carroll Community College. You may not know this, but when they have to redo, like when they digitize the college, all that old equipment, desks, furniture, they give to the nonprofits in Carroll County. All you have to do is get in line, sign up, show them your 501c3. And I can tell you, we have all the furniture from Carroll Community College, all of our conference tables, everything, and it helped us start our business. So they are definitely part of this community. What I would like to say about treatment is we are in partnership with Dad's Works. And so we are going out on our own, and we are recruiting board members, and we'd like to create an advisory board. So if there's anybody here that feels like they have a few hours a month to help us to be successful, we would really appreciate it. So, Sober Truth. And I have some brochures over here on the table.
Good morning, John Wheatman with the Entrepreneur Store and Wheatman Law. Again, everybody here knows my spiel, I think. I had a client yesterday tell me that I made their business fun again, so we'll just go with that. We'll make your business fun again, or more fun if you're already having fun. So that was a big compliment that we took. I also want to mention last night was the meet and greet for the Carroll Biz Challenge. If you're not aware of it, it's Shark Tank meets American Idol live business pitch contest coming August 8th. The amazing thing is there are 47 applicants this year. To put that in context, Frederick County does something very similar. They had 32 applicants. Baltimore County does something very similar. They had 37 applicants. There were more applicants here in Carroll County than any of those other two much larger jurisdictions. I can tell you that Taneytown, again, is very well represented. Last year's winner was Brewery Fire, who's opening shortly here in Taneytown. So a lot of good businesses applying. I'm very pleased that they allow me to MC the event rather than be on the advisory board, because the hard work is going to be getting 47 applicants down to the 5 that will pitch live on stage on August 8th at the Carroll Arts Center. If you've never been, it's a ton of fun. You want to see some nervous energy in your room, put 5 business people burgeoning on the stage and let them pitch for about a $20,000 grand prize. So it'll be fun. Hopefully we see you August 8th for that.
Good morning. I'm Jean with No Worries IT. We serve small businesses and nonprofits with their technology needs. We do not sit in dark holes. I just wanted to clarify that. Shout out to Roof Right. They just put a new roof on our house. Ann, did you see that when you were walking your dog? Yeah, she lives in our neighborhood. We're all so close here, isn't it? It's so lovely. Just another thing that you may not know about me that I taught for years at Carroll Community College. What a great institution in our community. I also served on the book fair sponsorship committee, and I want to say something. A lot of times I talk to people and they think it's just about books, but it isn't. It's also about all of you sponsors and great advertising for your businesses. So just a little plug there. And it's a family event. There are so many things there. Yes, buy books, but all kinds of activities for your family too. So if you haven't been, go. And if you haven't done a sponsorship, think about it, because it's really great, and it's all about the students, right? So that's my plug. And thank you, Roof Right. Yay, nice roof.
Good morning. My name is Jim Long. I'm after 35 years in IT sales experience, I'm looking to do something different with a different career. So I'm here to network today, and I like to do something where I can help people. On top of that, I am also president of the Carroll County Adaptive Recreation Council. And the purpose of our council is to work hand in hand with Carroll County Recreation and Parks to develop and build adaptive recreation, or it used to be called therapeutic recreation, for individuals who have either developmental or physical challenges. And, so we're looking to build this program, get more participation. To us, it's not about winning or losing, it's about participation. So if you have any ideas or suggestions, we've started an adaptive lacrosse program here in Carroll County, and we're about to start, that I'm very happy about, is an adaptive beekeeping club. So we think that we'd like to do more and more programs like that.
Good morning, Chris O'Hanion, Infinity Global Travel, full-service travel agency here in Taneytown.
Good morning, everyone. Orion Case, I'm with the ARC. Jim, that's fantastic what you're doing, and I know we'll be in touch. So the ARC has been around since 1955. We support individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. So if you know anyone who's interested, maybe learning a little bit more about our services or getting involved, please let me know. We do have a golf tournament coming up Thursday, August 1st at Piney Branch. So if you're interested, I have information with me. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Laura. I'm with Dacio. I'm a technology consultant, and I don't live in dark holes either. Although I do like the dark for peace and quiet sometimes. Dacio, what we do is primarily we are a supplier of copiers, printers, plotters, wide format equipment for primarily our main vertical market is working with churches and nonprofits. When the owner of Dacio, who had prior to starting Dacio, had about 25 years of experience in the industry, the only people that were nice enough to talk to him whenever he branched out on his own were the church ladies. So the company was built on serving churches and nonprofits, and he honors that to this day by that being our main focus. However, we do also serve the business and educational and the municipal industries as well, including City of Taneytown, thanks guys, with their printers and copiers and so forth. So I'm the Mason-Dixon girl. I work out of the Westminster office, which is on Main Street, and out of the Hanover office, which is on Eisenhower Drive. Thanks, everyone.
I'm Bob Shellhammer, a commercial photographer, mostly doing architecture, interiors, food, and also copying and restoring old photographs.
Hi, good morning. I'm Heather Akers, and I work at the hospital. And I have a story to tell about last night. We were at the mall, and there was the tremendous storm that came through, and we were celebrating all of these new entrepreneurs. And they lost the entire electrical, all the power went out. And what was so exciting, it was so exciting to be a part of this because, there's 100 people in the room and they're trying to give an AV presentation. And I was so impressed and moved, I suppose you could speak to that as well, is that just the way the spirit of everyone came together last night. The power never came back on. And it was just such a great reminder of what this community is about, that everybody supported each other. They just moved closer so they could hear each other. There was a lot of laughter. And of course, these poor entrepreneurs, they're so nervous to start with, and then there's no power. So it was a great, great evening. And I mirror your comments that if you can come August 8th and support these new businesses in the county to do that. I would also like to mention that we are having an event here August the 10th. It's a Saturday. We're going to bowl for breast health. There is, and we have tickets on sale, and it's an inexpensive evening from 3 to 5. If you can come and join us for bowling, that would be really terrific. Then I also wanted to mention that the hospital is under a lot of construction. We're doing some amazing things. The Dove House is going to be expanding. We're adding 6 beds to the current layout at the Dove House. And also Britton Woods is coming to the area where the White Rabbit is, and the White Rabbit is moving to where the old cancer center was, if you know where that is, across from the Farm Museum. So that will be happening this summer. And then also we have a $60 million project to fill in this gap and create lots and lots of new programs and lots of new space in the hospital. So you'll be hearing more about that. But again, we thank each of you in the room for your support, because I know many of you do.
Good morning. Happy Friday. I'm Tina with Sagamore Mechanical. We're commercial and industrial HVAC, and what that means is, the bigger buildings with the big package, almost small car units on the top of them, or sometimes on the ground. I represent the technicians who know how to work on that stuff. There's a lot of moving parts, just like a car, and so they know what they're doing. So if you know of anyone who has a big building and has to maintain their equipment, that's who I represent. Our techs are the stars of our show. We've been around 40 years. Some of our techs, our senior techs, have been with us, 32 years. On a personal note, my ties to Taneytown are my parents still live on Baptist Road. I graduated from Key. My ties to the community college are my daughter just graduated from community college with her RN, and it was definitely earned. So I'm really proud of her. And also, we are at Sagamore going to be interning a gentleman from the ARC, giving him a high schooler a summer internship. He's a little on the spectrum, but I'm excited that we're able to do a partnership with the ARC and have an intern in our office to help us out as we're growing. We are hiring technicians, so we're happy to work with the community and support them in any way we can. Tina with Sagamore.
Good morning. Happy Friday morning. Ann Bollinger with Barnes Bollinger Insurance Services in Westminster. I'm a commercial producer of insurance. We've been in the county for a zillion years, and we're very thankful for the support that we've had in the county, and grateful to be able to support a lot of the nonprofits in the county. Have a wonderful weekend.
Hi, I'm Phil Mulligan and my wife Cindy. We are Catherine's Cause. And I'll start off by thanking Jim Dewey. Jim Dewey has put 28 or 30 new cops on the road. Our numbers are up by 50%, which is bad, by the way. It's bad. That means there's more drunks on the road, or more drunks are being caught. Maybe that's good. 62. That was a number in May. We had 62 offenders attend a meeting. That's, like I said, 50% more than we've been getting. That happened also back in March, and I don't think we were here in April to talk about it. Scholarships. Well, we take the money we get from the drunks and we turn it into scholarships. So this year we gave $8,000 in scholarships. We did not get any applications from Liberty. Every other high school we put a scholarship, at least one scholarship, some of them two. South Carroll. While we were giving scholarships at South Carroll, they don't have a regular scholarship award night. They have an awards night where they give all kinds of awards. 7 boys at South Carroll came in number 4 in the world in robotics. It was truly amazing to watch these 7 kids, number 4 in the world. That means they're competing against Japan and China. China has 1 billion people, and these 7 boys did, really impressive. So that's my message for today.
I have a message. On another note, all 3 of our girls attended Carroll Community College, and when Kathy passed, it was in the middle of a semester, they sent her money back. So, I can't forget them for that. But the other 2 girls have gone on to have great careers. One's a teacher, and one works in the health field because she can't work in a museum. They don't pay any money. But thank you.
Good question for you. Of the 62, is that all alcohol or are there other? That's all alcohol related, and they're all first-time offenders. We don't know how many others were caught.
Good morning, John Hale. For 20 years, I've been a realtor. I do it full-time with Coldwell Banker with an office in Westminster. I live in Taneytown over here in Carroll Vista. About a year ago, I got involved in the drone program that was talked about earlier. It's a pretty exciting thing to do. I did it primarily out of the interest for real estate applications. It was a very challenging program. I did get my pilot's license. I'm certified and have since started the business called Hale Photo Services, and I do real estate photography and emphasis on drone photography of any kind.
Hi, my name is T, and I'm with Be Fit for Life. If you're interested in our free summer group personal training program, then let me know, and I'll tell you more about it.
Good morning. I'll just echo Mayor Wance when he was here. I'm Daniel Haynes, and I'm a member of the Taneytown City Council.
Dave Pittman here, representing the Eagles Elite Cheer Program. We have our roots in Taneytown. We used to be the competitive cheer program for the FSK Junior Eagles. We're now in Littlestown because there wasn't an opportunity for going somewhere else. So we did move to Littlestown. We have currently, I think, 39 young athletes that have signed up for this coming season, and we're looking for about 20 or so more. We handle from 3 years old up to 18, boys and girls. And a note, if you have any boys that are interested in cheering, they have an almost 100% scholarship rate compared to girls who have a very low scholarship rate for going to college for cheerleading. So think about that. If you have anybody with athletic abilities, tumbling, anything like that, especially boys, send them our way. And thank you again. We'll be at Winefest tomorrow. At some point, I'm not sure exactly when everybody's going to be there, but we're gonna try and do something for you guys. And again, Dave Pittman from I'm the Taneytown representative for EEC. Thanks.
Good morning. My name is Kay Jones. I'm from Baltimore, and I'm here with Silver Oaks Academy Student Government Association.
Hello, I'm from York, PA. I'm in Silver Oak Academy right now, and in the SGA program.
Good morning. My name is Sheila Leatherberg. I'm the advisor to the Student Government Association. Just want a reminder, our graduation at Silver Oak is Thursday, June 20th at 11 o'clock. Please come out and support us.
My name is Caleb Assacor. I'm at Silver Oak Academy. I'm from Montgomery County, Maryland.
Good morning, and I'm amazed that the microphones got all the way to me without wishing all the fathers a happy Father's Day. I know I look forward to eating crabs and drinking beer on Father's Day, so I can't wait. Anyway, I'm Jim Mccarran. I represent Retirement Funding Solutions, which will help you secure your retirement by the use of housing equity. It'll also help purchase your dream home without ever having to make a payment. And it's the only loan that you can obtain that I know of that you never have to pay back. You actually sign a document that says you have no personal responsibility to pay back this loan. If you want a mortgage that you don't have to make payments for and never have to pay back, come see me and I'll tell you how it works.
Good morning, Keith Reed, residential and commercial rental properties in Taneytown. And again, happy Father's Day to all the fathers in the room.
Good morning, Joe Vigliotti, writer in Taneytown City Council, and I want to remind everybody that our fire company carnival is underway this week. Please come out and support them. They've had a couple of bad days of weather, and they really could use the backing.
I want to thank Thunderhead Bowl for the girls getting up very early and a great breakfast. Daniel?
Good morning. Daniel Dennis, do IT for the City of Taneytown, staff, elected officials, public safety. Contrary to popular belief, I need dark to perform magic and wizardry. So.
Jacob?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Jacob Grunsel, IT assistant for the city of Taneytown, and unlike Dan, I have a window in my office. So I can't necessarily live in a dark hole like he does, but he does way more magic than I do. So.
Tomorrow we have the Wine, Brew, and Music Fest at Memorial Park. We've got a renowned jazz guitarist from New York City, Abe Avida, who is well known in New York and all throughout the Middle East. The West. Midwest. Okay. It's all right, guys. And then we have Monty Leister and his quintet from Westminster, who's excellent. And we have about 52 vendors coming. So no admission. If you want to drink, you got to produce your ID, Daniel. Okay. Thank you all. We'll see you. What? Oh, and the Hudson Car Show at the museum from 12 to 3, I think it is. Dealership.
All the Hudson cars around the area. In fact, one that was sold at the Hudson dealership here in Taneytown will be there. So I always enjoy that event. Just stop up. It's free, and there's a lot of neat cars. All Hudsons in Essex.
See you next month for Heather Dewey's. Thank you, guys. You're welcome, Keith.